Morning, this is Judy from Artistic Artifacts, and we are in Alexandria, Virginia. And thank you very much for joining us this morning live. And then for those who watch the recording on YouTube, we'll be there. I don't know about you, but we have a very cold day in Virginia, in Alexandria, Virginia. So we are all snuggled up, and hopefully everybody will be stitching. That would be absolutely awesome, be inspired and creative. So I have a few announcements. We may have to start opening the door if people come early because it is too cold to stand out there. So we might get into a little bit of background noise. So I apologize in advance. We are in the main part of our store, the first room of 3. So, and so it might get a little noisy. We have some great class lineups. Please look online. There's samples. There's information about the class, your supply list, and all of those things. First, there is a hanky class that you can attend in the store, talking about how to make a crazy quilt with your hankies. And then we did set up 3 two-day sessions with Fit for Art throughout the year. So we've been asked for garment classes. I really like the way that their patterns are organized and how it allows you to personalize things and use art in your clothing. Oh yes, we have.
Hang on, we don't have audio on the mic.
We don't have volume?
1 second.
Maybe I didn't turn it on.
No.
I have a green light.
Okay, try it again.
Okay, is it better?
Yeah, it was on my end.
Okay, sorry. That's good. We got it fixed early. So, Fit for Art. We have a vest class, which this must have come in while I was gone, man. I did not see this. This is absolutely awesome. Cantha. We have a great new supplier with Indian Wonderful Fabrics, as well as my own secret supplier. And they're great for garments, and we've had them for multiple years. So the idea is that this is a great way to get you involved in garments. They are really, you fit it, and then you have the world of choices in front of you. We have another class with Dudley, paper piecing. We have a new class with Kira that is making dolls. So we're very excited about that. And a new class, there she is, and a new class with Becca with needle felting. So we're expanding our fiber arts and hope that you join us with that. We have Catherine Redford coming from Chicago. Modern stitching. She's written a book. She's an expert in working with all kinds of stitching together, which is what I love. Walking foot, free motion, and hand stitching all in the same quilt. So, and then she's doing Dorset buttons, beautiful buttons, and which would be absolutely awesome on your crazy quilts. Awesome. So that's wonderful. And then we have a Bernina event coming up in April that is going to be a round robin project. You're going to be able to try a sewing machine from a 5 series to a 9 series. So it'll give you a range of ideas. And of course, there'll be special goodie bags and things for those of you who have signed up. You'll have discounts on any Bernina materials, accessories, 25% off on that day. So it is a wonderful opportunity to see what the Bernina sergers and machines are available to you. So that's great. And then we have in April our annual mixed media creative retreat. The classes are up. There's some great opportunities to try some wonderful materials, meets the teachers from all over the country, as well as spend multiple days or one day with like-minded people. So that will be wonderful, and that is all up there as well. We also have some special guest teachers that are teaching in May. Patty Euler and Dee Gray have a wonderful program. We have some samples in the store if you'd like to see them. They're quite fabulous, wonderful ephemera and materials to use in your creation there. So we're really, really we're rolling. We're rolling. We just need you to come join us. So that is very important. The other thing that's very important is the local quilt store contest. All right. So for those of you who have voted and left your comments, thank you very much. We appreciate them. They have been shared with the staff and myself, and we truly, truly appreciate you as customers. And we need 3,000 comments to be able to win the United States. And that's what we'd like to do. And I know it's not always about winning, but for this one it is. It is definitely about winning. We've won Virginia, and we have won the Creative Hub, and we would like to be the top dog in the U.S. You know, it really is nice to be able to have that confirmation that you're doing the right job and that you are taking care of your customers and that they enjoy coming to your store. When I first started into quilting, it was not the quilting stores were not the happiest place to be. And I have been really proud of this industry to see the changes and that quilt stores are becoming more happy, more engaging, more communicative, supportive. And it's just really nice to be part of that. So I'm asking you, please, please. I know our mailing list is very big. We absolutely have more than 3,000 customers. So I know that there's people out there that can leave a comment. And because I'm asking you to leave a comment, I'm going to give you my comment about local quilt store. I was getting my hair cut. Still looks like I kind of got my hair cut. And there's a woman that came in and she had these positive pickles. So I'm in the chair getting my hair washed. She's handing positive pickles out to everybody in the salon. And I'm like, me, please. So she walks over and I'm sitting there. I couldn't get one. And so I finally got one picked up and damn, it is right on the mark. I don't know how that happens, but I'm going to read it to you. I am grateful for my journey, knowing that every step has led me to where I am meant to be. And I have said this along the journey that I have spent my entire life getting ready and preparing and learning to be and create artistic artifacts. So that's a big thank you to you as our customers, to our employees, and by all means, top A goes to my family and friends who have supported me through this entire journey. So I thank you for that, and I am where I'm supposed to be, and I thank you. So we look forward to more comments, appreciate your interaction, and we'd like to win it this year. So, all right, I think that's all the business, except for we do have our Posh kits in, which is a 12 sessions. This is a subscription. It is here. The first one is ready to ship, so it is ready for you. Okay. All the business. I feel like I'm at a quilt guild. This is a business meeting, and then this is the program. So this is my crazy quilt with hankies. This kind of started it. I tried it because I know we have a lot of decorative stitches on our machines, and I thought, I love size 12 thread. Let's see what we can do. And of course, I love hankies. That goes without saying. So this is the first one that I did as a test. And I actually did a lot of decorative stitches. And this is in the store. You guys have seen this. So I wanted to see, because of course I had more hankies. I know you're like, really? She has more hankies? I do. So I thought, okay, let's show you how I do it. And we'll start another hanky, crazy quilt, hanky quilt. So I use these Creative Grids. There's 3 options for Crazy Quilt rulers. I love them because when I'm using, I can fussy cut. Oh God, did I really say I fussy cut? Oh yes, I fussy cut. Hankies by putting the templates down and move it to where I want on the hanky pattern. All right, so this is where we are so far. The previous Facebook Live showed you my squares, and I had the squares and I had done some stitching on them, machine stitching on them. I would say I was kind of anxious to get this assembled, but if I was to do another one, I would put ribbons on them as squares, because then the ends of the ribbons are in the seams. I would do a little bit more. If I was going to do handwork, I would do it smaller. So I would keep them as squares a little bit longer, if that makes sense. So the other thing that I found is, for sure, I'm pressing my seams open, and you can kind of see the back. So you can see through there, so that I pressed my seams open, and that helped support the decorative stitches. I'm using a size 12 thread, which we talked about thread in the previous session, 100 size needle, and I did that. And some of those are like triple stitched, so you really need that support of that seam in there. Okay, so then I sewed the blocks. I squared up the blocks, which is another new talent I have now, is squaring up my blocks. And then I kind of laid them on the floor. I like chaos, this is very chaotic. So I don't really stress over, is this one next to that one? I just kind of make sure I don't have 3 teal ones in a row, but I don't stress about how they go together. All right, so Kyle, I think you're going to have to come on this side so that I can show you a couple of things that I want to make sure that you see. So this is a machine embroidery pansy. So I downloaded something from OESD, and I had purposely cut out these white sections of hankies so that I could add some embellishment to them. Now, can you hand stitch that? Absolutely. But I thought it was interesting in that it was going to be an embroidered piece. Now, once I have my hankies and I have my batting. So this now becomes tricky getting into a hoop to get on your machine. And I did this, I have this, that's why I say I should have left it as a square or maybe a 4-piece to be able to make it easier to maneuver on the machine. Because right now I'm maneuvering a whole quilt. Not my brightest idea. So I also have to use the clamp hoop, which, Chris, there's 2 sizes in Bernina, but this is a hoop that allows you, this makes it really, trust me, I tried to get it in a standard embroidery hoop with a top and a bottom, and it was not working. So luckily I had a clamp hoop. So you absolutely lay your piece on here, and you put these clamps on it to hold it in place. So that allows you to have thicker layers. Quilt in the hoop, anything that has batting in it, this always, you want to have the right tool, because this makes a big, big difference. So I use that. Yep.
Would the magnetic hoops work?
Yes, the magnetic hoops would work as well. You definitely want something that is going to allow you to have the depth, and magnetic hoops are perfect for that. I just happen to have a clamp hoop at home, so that's what I used. All right, so I got my one little flower in here. Now, this one, I'm going to show you. I actually tested this pansy because, 1, I wanted to make sure I had the right size, and 2, I never follow the colors that they tell you, because usually I just don't do it that way. I change the thread colors depending on what I have. So I tried these. These are, the green is a cotton. The rest of it is a polyfast, but I ended up using a all cotton 50 weight. So it's a little bit denser than, say, polyfast, which is a 40, or an embroidery thread that's in a 40. But I did some tests color-wise, and this was the one I ended up liking the best. And lo and behold, that's a matte finish, and it's a cotton. So I did test it, which is a new skill for me also, because normally I just want to go straight to the thing, but it's actually helpful to do those tests. And I have Decobob in the bottom, even with the cotton or the poly. All right. So I will hopefully do some more machine embroidery on these white spaces. And for testing purposes, I'm just going to put this back in my clamp hoop and just move it over and start. I still have some space to do some more testing. All right. So that I wanted to show you. All right, we have the decorative stitches. We have the embroidery. Oh, I know what the other one is. So I sew currently at home on a 790 Pro. And I was so excited that they have this sewn with love, handmade with love. They have Switzerland, Paris. There's some where they've already, you can do this. You can make it say anything that you want, but it was already in there. Chris, can you throw me that piece of fabric there? So again, I did another test and I stitched it out because I wanted to make sure it was going to fit in this hanky. So I did definitely stitch it out with the thread that I wanted. So I knew where to start this. So I eyeballed it and did pretty good idea. Good. And that is built into the 790 Pro. All right.
It looks like you used rickrack.
Yes. It just works so well. All those little, those little white spaces that are part of the hankies are really nice to incorporate things with. What?
Janine Kalb.
Yes.
And then you're going to sell me your test samples so I can make it into a soft book cover.
Oh.
No, you can make it.
I'll help you make it. But yes, because you never get rid of your samples. They're always good for something. Yes, I'm totally good with that. All right, so then let's see. I did the machine stitching. I showed you this. I showed you the embroidery. Then I have a box of hand-dyed trims because, of course, I get to sort them first. And so I started pulling some out, trying to figure out how to work them in here because what's a crazy quilt without hand-dyed trims? So I pinned some on and I cut some out, and these are all just pinned at the moment. Then I have a stash of like an IKEA drawer thing, and one drawer has hearts, one drawer has flowers. So I'm like, okay, well that looks kind of crazy quilty, so I could do that. I've seen bug pins put on crazy quilts that are really awesome. I have some bug pins somewhere. I found a box that I didn't know I had. I found this jumped right out. I was like, perfect. But I haven't really pin this up on a wall to look at how I'm assembling it, which when you're working up close versus stepping away from it is really kind of important, because if you can see, I get concentrated. Like I don't want all of my doodads here and not here. I want them all over. So step away from your work sometimes, regardless of what you're working on, whether it's paper, whether it's fabric. Put it down and step away. We have a tendency to be working over top of everything, and you don't see the big picture, and that's important. You need to do that. Okay, so let's move this down here. Of course, I have buttons. I know you find that surprising, but I do have buttons. And this is a new book by Christine Brown, Beyond Crazy Quilts. which is very cute, very fun. These are a couple of other books that, are little mini books if you want to start out. Two of them are Christine Brown, so they have to do with crazy quilting and stitching. And I have not gone into beads at all on this, so that may take a month or so to get to the beads. But one of the pages that Sharon caught, which was a really great catch, and of course these are projects that are laid out, talks about beading, but there's working with buttons. And she has a whole page of sewing buttons, which probably I'm not going to be able to find right now because we're live. But okay, there's a whole page of buttons. Trust me, it's in here. It's very interesting. Goes with her projects. I had a piece of paper in there. All right. Sorry. So of course, we have buttons by colors. I have some actually vintage mother of pearl buttons that are on there, but the idea of the buttons is to include them in your stitching. So when you sew a button on, and I got a couple of them, this is kind of common. You're going to use a thread. This is size 12 thread, but you can use 8 pearl. You can use sewing thread. But to make your stitches be decorative, and one of the things Christine Brown did was not only did she stitch it with a colored thread, but she did some hand stitching out here and some loops, and she extended her hand stitching. And that's what the book shows you. And I thought that was pretty cool. I always make sure that I do it. Oh, great. Chris found it. Thank you. So here's what I'm talking about. So she used the button as a base, but she also used her hand stitching in there. And I thought that was very awesome. And then also in the book talks about using beads to enhance your buttons. And that's great as well. So great ideas in there. And that's this book here. All right. So this is where we are at the moment. There's lots more embellishment that will happen on this, but this is the third session of how to create your crazy quilts with hankies. I will also make sure that I continue to embellish this, and after a little while we'll post and maybe do a blog post and show you what the finished or what is attempted to be finished, because sometimes it's never finished. I've taken things off the wall and added to it. That will come and we'll follow up. But this should give you enough information to do this at home. If you live near the store and are available for the class, there is still some space in the class, and we'll get you through for a full day to know where the program is and where you can go with that and what's needed to complete it. It can be made into a rice bag. It can be made into a purse. It cannot. Somebody was asking about a garment. It's just use these things, take them out of the drawer or the box, and celebrate these vintage textiles because they're fabulous. And I think that it is really wonderful to honor them. Are there any other questions? Any questions? Okay. All right. Please, I'm going to leave you with a request to go to and vote for Artistic Artifacts for your local quilt store. We really do appreciate the time that it takes to tell us that we're doing a good job. That's really important. And if we're not doing a really good job and you've had something you need to talk to me about, my email is judy@artisticartifacts.com. We want to know.
You could vote for us even if you're not local.
Absolutely. That's very true. And I did see that as a comment. If some people don't have somebody in their backyard, or maybe you like us better, or whatever the reason is if you're our customer, we are your local quilt store. That's how we feel. Whether you're here or whether you're across the country or across the pond, I know my friend in Ireland considers us her local quilt shop. So that is the greatest compliment.
You do have a question.
I do.
It's Arden says, will you quilt this before you finish it, or?
Oh, okay, that's a great question, Arden. As you notice, I'm using my batting and I am doing my decorative stitch. So I most likely I'm going to trim it down, put my backing on it. And what I might do is figure out how to hold it in place, but I'm not going to do like free motion quilting. I'm not a fan of stitch in the ditch. So if I do, because you have to hold the 3 layers together, so there'll have to be some type of stitching in there. That probably will be more decorative stitching. So that's how I'll finish it. Great question, Arden. All right. Any other questions? Okay, we need to let everybody in because it's pretty cold here. And thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a creative day.